Welcome to FPTV New Releases, where I'm here to talk about one of my favourite new books, actually. So it's specifically the Volume 2 collection of Something is Killing Children, out soon from Boom, early in the new year, and available for pre-order from the links attached to this video. This video with the creator of that book, Mr. James Tynion IV. How are you, mate?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me.
As always, thanks for joining us, and thanks particularly for coming to talk to us about this fantastic book. What can you tell us about Something is Killing Children, and what can you tell the uninitiated who might not have picked it up yet?
Well, honestly, this has been, working on this project has been one of the big highlights of the last year. And part of that is because this is a book that, in a way that no other project that I've worked on, it's a book that kind of had a mind of its own in its creation. When I set out to create Something is Killing the Children, I saw it as a series of almost vignettes. I saw it as a 5-issue miniseries that was going to tell the story of this mysterious monster hunter named Erica Slaughter. And it was going to basically show her in the style of like the classic, Vertigo comics, like the standalone issues of Hellblazer. Like I wanted to have Erica Slaughter would show up in a small town and she would kill a monster and then she would get back on, the public bus and get out of town because she has to go to the next town and the next town and the next town. And she would always be talking to, the unseen, members of her order of monster hunters and all of that. So I had this idea going into it that this is what it was going to be. But it was when I was writing the first issue, I started realizing like, no, this is not a series of vignettes. This is going to be a longer story. And at first I thought it was a 5-part story. And then as I kept writing, it was like, no, this is not a 5-part story. This is a 15-part story. And then as I continued to write it, it's just like, no, this is an entire world. This is a world and a character that I want to live in this world, and I want to continue working with this character for a long, long time. So thankfully, this has been my most successful book at Boom Studios, and this is something that, I think I can say this publicly, but actually issue 11 of Something is Killing the Children actually outsold issue 1. With all of its reprintings and all of it. So it's a book that has been picking up steam as it's been going along, especially since the release of the first trade and now the second trade. And I think that speaks, to the character of Erica Slaughter and the incredible design given to her by my artist and co-creator, Werther Dell'Edera. And I think it also speaks to the nature of the book itself, because in a lot of ways, Something is Killing the Children is about the kind of big abstract fears that we have about society and the fact that so much in the world feels wrong and feels broken. And it feels like no one is actually, like all of the organizations that are designed to help us deal with that and help make it better don't actually deal with it and don't make it better. And so we have this agent, this character, Erica Slaughter, who's a member of this mysterious order of monster hunters. And the order itself, it doesn't care about the people that get killed by monsters. It cares about keeping itself secret and keeping its power and all of that. But so Erica has to work twice as hard to try to help people. And she's always overwhelmed. She's got deep shadows under her eyes, and she's just out there trying to make a difference, even though everything in the world is standing in her way. And I think it kind of speaks to, in a lot of ways, the experience of growing up in the world right now, and that kind of perseverance that you've got to do. And it's got a bunch of really scary horror in it, and I think horror is having a big moment. So yeah, I'm thrilled with the success of the series so far, and there's a lot more story to come for Erica Slaughter.
I think you're totally hitting the zeitgeist on a number of levels with Something is Killing the Children. I think I think I was going to ask you, as you were saying that, when you're talking about the idea of public bodies that are there to help people, that ultimately are there really to self-perpetuate and help themselves. Where you pulled that abstract concept from? I can't begin to think where you might have got that idea. But I think you are absolutely twirling so many things that fuel the human condition now in the guise of a horror book. But I think that's the beauty of it. I think if anybody who's watching this that hasn't picked the book up, you're going to have such a great time with it for these reasons. James, can you talk a bit about your co-creators on the book?
Yeah, so Werther Dell'Edera came in very early in the process, and he's the one who came up with the idea of the bandana design for Erica. That wasn't in any of my initial concepts, but it's the element that really sealed her into being a design that really spoke to people. And I honestly, I'm convinced that speaks a little bit to the success of the book. I think it's something that I've noticed both in Batman and over here. I think there's a hunger for new characters right now. I think that I think sometimes we forget in comics because we are a kind of insular medium off on the own, like in our own corner, that you have to have an influx of new characters that new readers can attach to, that they feel like they own, that each generation has its own group of characters. And I think I saw that with the creation of Erica Slaughter, and I saw it again with the creation of characters like Punchline and Clown Hunter over in my Batman run. But so much of that goes down to it's the importance of an iconic design. And Werther's design sense, like it just blew me out of the water from the get-go. From Erica's big eyes to you can feel how tired she is, but you can also feel how strong she is, and that really does it. And I also can't say enough good things about the colorist on the book, Miquel Muerto. Who basic almost makes all of the blood neon in the series in the most striking, phenomenal way. When I started getting the colors in for that first issue, I was just knocked over. It is one of the most fulfilling projects that I've worked on, and and while I'm talking about everyone, I also have to bring up Duran Bennett, who does the lettering in the book. He is also absolutely top of his game. So this is, it is a project of love that we are bringing to, and this is sort of, I think this is out of all of my creations, this is sort of almost my Hellboy universe that I've created over here, where there's a deep mythology of all of these monster hunters in and around Erica, and I think that this is a series that I have plans going forward for years now. So it's something that I'm really excited for people to find.
Oh, mate, yeah. That's brilliant to hear. I think you guys are doing great things with that book. Beautifully published by the good people at Boom. Great company to work with, and again, everything you've just gone through that you and the guys on the book have achieved. It's something really special, I think, and it's a pleasure to talk about it with you. It's a pleasure to link for order to the copies for both Volume 2, which is coming early in the new year, and Volume 1. You can buy from the links attached to this interview with the one and only James Tynion IV. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.